What's up, everybody? I am Destroy R, your coach of the Washington Wake Pokemon Draft League team, and we are in week 2 of the EDC Ignite draft. We are facing the Salt Lake Gargancls. Here's a look at the teams. We both have an Ogerpon. Mine has a typing advantage over his, but his can hold an item. He has Terra Vaporeon, which can be super annoying, and Terra Arcanine, which can just be a total force with Terra Rock or Fire or defensive Terras. First thing that we're going to bring to try and counteract this team is Iron Treads. We have a Occaberry on it. An Occaberry will allow it to take a Flare Blitz, even if it's choice banded from Hisuian Arcanine. If it doesn't Terra, we can KO it with Earthquake. We have a number of other moves for coverage if it does Terra into Terra Flying or Terra Grass. When Rapid Spin is there just for a good move to have in general. Next up, we are bringing Regina, our Ogerpon Hearthflame. We have Spiky Shield because choice sets are pretty common for Hisuian Arcanine. It just hits so hard with Flare Blitz and Rockhead, or whatever its move is called, Head Smash. So if we can scout out what it's got, if it is a choice set, we can hurt it with Spiky Shield. We can make our next plays based off of whatever it's using. Got IAV Cudgel as our primary way to deal damage. Stomping Tantrum will KO a Hisuian Arcanine if it doesn't Terra. Play Rough will KO a Kommo-o, which otherwise switches in on us pretty easily. We are bringing again Choice Scarf, Galarian Zapdos, U-Turn Knockoff, Brave Bird, and Close Combat. Same exact set we did last week, but it just has such good coverage. Galarian Zapdos with a Scarf is just, it's pretty basic bitch, but it's really good too. So this will just give us an option for speed control, pivot around, do some chip damage, knock some items off, and do some significant damage with Brave Bird or Close Combat when needed. Next up, we have the Seasoner of Salamence, aka Growling Moon. We have a Charty Berry on this, which is a rock resist berry. Reason for that is we can eat a Head Smash from a choice band Arcanine with this. I'm kind of planning to use this as a lead potentially, so I can do a Dragon Dance. If he is Choice Scarf, we'll outspeed him on the next turn, and after a Dragon Dance, if he's not Terra Steel or Fairy, we can KO him with an Outrage. If he goes into Terra Grass, we can KO him with a Dual Wing Beat, and Fire Blast is there for Corviknight, being able to KO a Corviknight, if it's not heavily Spadef invested. Next, we are bringing Tiger Brain, our Raikou, with Terra Bug. Reason we are doing Terra Bug, a couple of things, but he has Hoopa Unbound, who is 4 times weak to Bug, and who is otherwise very specially defensive, especially if he goes AV on it. So Terra Bug will give us a way to potentially take down Hoopa. It'll also give us a way to hit his Arcanine if it's Terra Grass, which is common for Arcanine. And so yeah, it'll give us just a good amount of coverage for most of his team there. Again, with the Choice Scarf, just hoping to pivot around and do some chip damage and some speed control as necessary. Lastly, we are bringing Milotic. Again, let me know in the comments if you know a better way to pronounce these. We have Dragon Tail as kind of a disruption if he tries to set up on us with Vaporeon. Second week in a row of facing a Water Absorb Mon is kind of annoying for Milotic. And Hypnosis is just a way to make some kind of progress on either his Vaporeon or whatever other Mon that he has that we're unable to make progress on otherwise. So that's who we're bringing, and let's get into this fight. Okay, we're getting into the fight here. His Terra Captains are Terra Fire Arcanine and Terra Fairy Vaporeon. I kind of think I had designed Growling Moon as a potential lead here. Terra Fire with Choice Band. He can OHKO my Ron despite the berry, if that's what he goes with. Let's see here. Could just run Choice Scarf Roadrunner and be pretty safe. Do a U-turn or something. I think I'm gonna go for my weird Growling Moon lead and just kind of see how good or potentially misguided this really was. Also, just his Terra Arcanine is just such a threat. I've built so much of my team around it. He starts out with his Como. That's a bit scary. Okay. That puts us in a rough spot. It's Dragon v Dragon here. Does he have... Will he stay in? Because we could just Outrage, but then he can easily just go into his Corviknight there. But if we stay in and do something different, he can hit us pretty dang hard. I think we switch out, and I'm just going to go into Como and see what he does here. Or do I go into Raikou? I'm going to go into Raikou. Does he stay in? He withdraws as well. Let's see what he goes into. Corv goes into Vaporeon. Okay. Who else does he have on his roster here? He doesn't have a ground type, so we can do kind of a free switch here. We tried to go for a discharge. So discharge would be pretty good if he goes into his Como is kind of the main issue. Could do a Volt Switch and then just go into Milotech. I think I'm going to do that. Kind of guessing, does he Terra here? Or switch out? Vaporeon can take a hit pretty okay. But I imagine he doesn't want to take a Volt Switch if he doesn't have to. He goes for Protect, okay. Makes me think that he's a Wish set on this. We just go for the Volt Switch again. Thinking where does he want to go on this? Go into Ogerpon. I think if he stays in, we go to Milotech, and then I guess we're just gonna have to see where does he go when we get our switch here. I'd love to get my Flame Orb activated on Milotech. If possible, if safe to do so. He withdraws. Brings out Como. Didn't do much to him. A little less than I thought it might do, to be honest. We could do Regina. Otherwise, we could come in with Roadrunner and kind of threaten with a Brave Bird. We do have Play Rough on Regina, though. Let's go into Milotech. Melodic here. I want to get activated. We can do either a Dragon Tail or get a Hypnosis off here. Kind kind of thinking we go Dragon Tail though. Let's see what he does. If he tries to set up on us or something, Dragon Tail will be nicer to have, and it'll also hit Como pretty well. Brings an Ogerpon. Wow. So I guess, obviously, let me see here. Is that did almost nothing? Okay, well I guess that's just because it's a weak non-stab move on a burnt mon. So that doesn't really tell us as much as I was thinking it might. We can go for a Scald here. Or do we go for start going for Hypnosis? Let's put something to sleep if we can. The problem there is that we can't put another one to sleep. We do have a Sleep Clause. Okay, he withdraws. Does he go into Vaporeon? Goes back into Ogerpon again. Hypnosis misses, unfortunately. Okay. Obviously, he can hit us with a Grass move and do quite a bit to us. Kind of want to go into Moon here. How much would a Play Rough do to Roaring Moon? So Play Rough into Roaring Moon. It's doing a pretty good chunk to us. I think we're still going to go ahead and do that anyways. See what he does. His Ogerpon, of course, can hold an item, which is different than ours. So we are normally speed tied, but he could easily have... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was ridiculously stupid on my part, forgetting about Defiant. Whew, that's bad news. We just stay in and do a dual wing beat here. I don't think he's a choice ban anyways. He withdraws. Who does he bring in? Vaporeon. Okay, we hit him twice. Almost kind of want to just outrage and kill this thing. So gotta think. Let's do what Wing Beat did. Okay, outrage is not in kill range for us here, unfortunately. It could Ice Beam us. We can go back into Raikou again. Tempted to just Dragon Dance. Don't know if he's got Ice Beam. He does have Ice Beam. Okay. Kind of want to go Scald here. I'm sorry, Discharge? Let's go Discharge. Got 30% paralysis chance. So even if he brings in Como-O or something, we could potentially get a para off on it. Should be huge for us. Paralyzing any of his Mon would be huge for us. Okay, what's he bring in? Como again? Para. We get the para. That is wonderful news for us. Who do we go into? Because we don't want to lose Raikou here. He could do a setup move on us. Kind of want to go back into Salamence again. Kind of feel like it being half health here is making it one of the less valuable Mon for me. Intimidated. We still don't know if this thing is special. He's got Stealth Rock. Okay. Could just fire off another dual Wing Beat. Tempted to do... Because he could probably sax this thing at this point, I would guess. But he could also just go into his whatchamacallit there, his Corviknight, since he knows we're physical. We do have Fire Blast. He withdraws. Let's see, he probably goes into his Corv here. Okay. Let's see, is he a Rocky Helmet? We miss. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do a Fire Blast here. Or do I do a Dragon Dance? What can he do to me? So Brave Bird will hurt me a lot, but I can survive one. I think I'm going to go for a Fire Blast, though. See if he stays in, or he might just be doing a pivot here. He's knocked off our item, so he knows. Okay, so that's a physically defensive Corv. Very nice. He has Citrus Berry. Goes for the Drill Peck. We just go for another Fire Blast, I think. How much does Drill Peck do to us? I kind of wonder if he actually stays in, though. I'm tempted to Dragon Dance. I wonder if he switches to like his Arcanine to catch the Fire Blast. Let's see, so Drill Peck. Should have paid attention to the first one. Got a good chance to survive a Drill Peck. I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance, thinking that maybe he's going to switch here into Arcanine. He's still trying to decide. Withdraws. Brings out Vaporeon. Okay, and I think now we just go for an Outrage. Hope he doesn't bring back in his Corv, and maybe we can take something out first. Be nice to have Vaporeon gone. Oh fuck, he's Terra Fairy. He's Terra Fairy. Okay. Protects though. Assume he terrestrializes now. Let's go for the dual Wing Beat. Let's just see if we can get some damage here. Okay, withdraws. Doesn't want to burn his Terra yet. Goes into Corv. Crit. Okay. We are in Fire Blast position here again. If we can hit this Fire Blast, and if he stays in, maybe he goes back into Vaporeon. Maybe I'm misguided and I should be trying to keep Moon alive longer. let's see what he does here. Kind of think he sacks Corv here, or he could go back into Vaporeon again. He knows I'm going to Fire Blast. He can go into his Arcanine, of course. Fire Blast. We get First Blood, and we get rid of Corv. Who is up next? He can just come in with his Vaporeon and finish us off here. Dual Wing Beat's not going to be enough to kill it. But because he's Terra Fairy, Outrage is not something that we can risk if he brings it in. Could try and withdraw this potentially and save something. Brings out Quillfish with Intimidate. Okay. I kind of think here's where we just start outraging. Probably Quill can survive this because of the Intimidate. Okay. Got the Rocky Helmet as well. And Quill is able to revenge kill Moon. Okay, so it's pretty defensive there. I think. Of course, he has Intimidate. Yeah, so it's probably still a pretty physically defensive build here. Which means, and he's about half, we could come in with Ron and throw out an Earthquake. He does... or we could come in with Tiger Brain too. Let's come in with Tiger Brain. No, let's come in with Ron. Still deciding. Earthquake on Ron, I believe will kill him. Okay, let's do that. We're running out of time. He no longer has Corv, so Earthquake is decently free for us here. He can bring in his Ogerpon. Can we just do a Volt Switch on this thing? Kind of think we can do a Volt Switch and just go into Melodic. It's kind of a middle ground play here. Survives, okay. Maybe should have just Earthquaked. So worried about him going into Ogerpon there. I don't think he can do much to Merbabe here. Lowers our defense, that's annoying. He could just do a flip turn here. We really should have played that differently, because then he can just go right back into his... we're gonna go back into Tiger Brain here. That was a bad play on my part. So we don't want to kill this thing with Milotic and then just be able to let Ogerpon come in on it. Stones are stacking up. He goes for spikes. Just gave him free spikes for nothing. Yeah, let's just go for a Volt Switch here. And I think we can come in with Iron Treads. Iron Treads, or come in with our Bird. could just go, yeah, let's just go for Volt Switch here. That could have been a really bad positioning mistake on my end there. Should have just taken the kill. Let's go into Ron. Kind of think he brings out Arcanine here. So he used Terra Fire on his Arcanine as well. Brings in his Vaporeon. Okay. I gotta think, how valuable is it for me to get rid of these spikes here? Scald is gonna hurt us a significant amount. These spikes are really starting to break us down though. So I think I'm going to get rid of the spikes if I can. Does he have Scald? He does. We barely survive it. I'm going to go Volt Switch now. Unless I can do more to it with something else. I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch. We can bring in Ron for a sack later. Do a little chunk there. Kind of guess maybe he does a Wish. I'm going to bring in Ogerpon though. I don't think he's going to Scald again. Well, let me double check on this. I think Ogerpon is still our safest bring in here, unless we just bring in Merbabe. Let's bring in Merbabe and get the... and heal it up actually, because we need this thing healthy to potentially stand up to Arcanine. He goes for a Wish. I kind of think he's just going to go hard into his Ogerpon here too, so I'm tempted to hard switch actually into Zapdos. That could be the play, because otherwise if he does bring that thing in, we could sack Ron. So it would be good to have this thing healthy. Do we go for a Hypnosis to try and catch it? Let's go hard into Roadrunner. I'm going to call the switch here. This might be an awful idea, but we're going to take a risk. Hopefully we don't catch a Scald or an Ice Beam. He really doesn't have a reason to attack Milotic with this thing. Please, I hope not anyways. He goes for Protect. Okay. So now he can attack. And now we just go for a U-turn because we do not want to catch a Scald or an Ice Beam. So he's got Wish, Protect, Scald, and Ice Beam. Good to know. Let's go for a U-turn and we'll go right back into Milotic if he stays in. Should have gone for the free recover there. That's unfortunate. Oh, maybe he was afraid of a Dragon Tail or a Hypnosis, I guess, too. Really thought that was his... would be a good opportunity for him to go into his Ogerpon, though. So, into Merbabe. He scalds. I think we're going to take a hypnosis risk here. So we can recover. If we recover though, he goes into, well, we can still sack Ron. Let's go for a recover and sack Ron if we need to. This time I imagine he goes into that Ogre Pawn. Yep. So, yeah, we'll just sack Ron here. Could do a Trailblaze, which would kind of be, or a Swords Dance would be really bad for us too. We don't want to see a Swords Dance. Does a knockoff. Okay, that's fine. And I think now we come in with Roadrunner. U-turn will not kill it. Brave Bird will. We could also go for a knockoff. But I think, again, the safest is just going to be to do a U-turn here for us. If he stays in, we could go into our own Ogre Pawn, potentially. I don't think he wants to stay in on a U-turn, but he knows he can survive it. And could use this as a setup opportunity, potentially, if he is okay with taking this. Stays in. It does a lot. Who do we go to? We go to our own Ogre Pawn. I think he could also U-turn. I think we go into our own Ogre Pawn here, though. What if he does like a Rock Slide? He could do like a Rock Slide and do a lot to us. But I think we go into Ogre Pawn here. Unless Raikou can survive a hit. Raikou's pretty at risk though, so we're going to go into Ogre Pawn. He is in range for us to kill him with a Terrabug Terrablast. Okay. I could see him going into... Let's see, what do we have here? He can actually do pretty well against us with his... I can see him going into either his Como-O or into his other thing here. Let me see. Play Rough probably kills this thing, and it'll kill Como-O if Como-O comes in. It's also unfortunately going to be the strongest attack we have versus his Vaporeon. See, that feels like he's choice by how he's kind of playing with that thing. I think he's going to heal here, and we're going to go into Tiger Brain. I'd love for him to Terra, because I forewent the grass move. He doesn't know that. All he knows is I got play rough so far. He does a Scald. What can we do with a discharge to this thing? Is it in range? He, of course, can just protect and then go back into his whatchamacallit, though. So I think a Volt Switch. We just do a Volt Switch here. He can protect and we'll get some chip on something. If he stays in, we can just go into, well, I guess we'll see. Milotic, I guess, if he stays in. Maybe try to get a Hypnosis off on something. He withdraws. I'm guessing he just kind of goes into his Kommo-o. Yep. Yeah, so we just come back in with Regina. Can go for another play rough. I kind of think he just lets this thing go. Or he brings in his whatchamacallit there, if not. Could try and catch a Stomping Tantrum on Arcanine coming in, but I kind of think he's saving Arcanine for a little longer. I think he's going to sack it, and we'll just go for a play rough. Okay, Kommo-o goes down. I think this is where we bring in Arcanine. Okay, he brings in Arcanine. Probably goes Terrifier here. And just starts hammering blitzes. Let's see. So he'll be able to kill me either way. Stomping Tantrum, if he tears, won't kill him. I'm actually going to go for a Spiky Shield. Kind of scout him out here a little bit. Okay, he tears. Choice Scarf is a likely item for this thing. And really at this point we've got nothing that wants to take a Flare Blitz. He uses Agility. That sucks. Okay. Okay. We have to let something go here. Do we let Ogerpon go here? I think he just Flare Blitzes here. He could go Rockhead, expecting like a Milotic switch in. I think we just have to sack this thing. And or do we sack Raikou? I kind of think we need to have Raikou to get rid of his Vaporeon though at some point. So we go Stomping Tantrum. Okay, that's really unfortunate. Okay, so he is not Choice Band. He's Choice Scarf. So Milotic can take a Head Smash here. Doesn't want to, but it can. And we can also do a Hypnosis. Scald would be great if he stays in. I Hypnosis, we're looking at 60% accuracy. Well, we only get to sleep one of his Mon, so it's really not an ideal situation for us. Honestly, should have taken the chip there. Did he? Because he took some recoil damage there? Where did that chip come from? I wasn't paying attention. Is he not Rockhead? Because he came in full health. I don't have any hazards. Damn, I figured he'd take more recoil though. Okay, he withdraws. We hit. And then we go hard into Zapdos. I kind of think he goes into like his Vaporeon maybe. Or maybe he just hard switches into his Arcanine. I think probably would be the best move. Worst one for us anyways. Okay, he stays in, I think, because he'd be leading faster than us because he's faster. So he just takes the sleep turn. How hurt is his Vapor? I'm kind of wondering, do I just stay in and do... no, I think we do go ahead and just do a U-turn. Considering just doing like a Brave Bird sweep, but since he sacked that thing, we're not going to 2KO. Okay, so now come back in with Milotic. Because he let that Sleeping Mon die, we are allowed to put to sleep another one. Okay, let's hope that we can hit another one. We can't. That actually sucks too because he's no longer in range for us. Let's just do a recover. We need to keep Merbabe healthy. She's got a good matchup into both of these two Mon. Except for all it can really do to Vaporeon is status, which is a bit of an issue for us. Just scalds us. Gets the wish though. But at this point, we keep hitting sleep. Until we get something asleep. We miss again. What happens when you bring a 60% accuracy move? Goes for protect. He's just allowing a little bit more burn chip on us. Fair enough. hit one. I think now we just go hard into Raikou. Of course, he's slower than us, so we're not actually guaranteed a clean switch here. But let's just go into Raikou. Actually, if Raikou goes down, we're in a bad spot. Does he wake up? He's fast asleep. So versus Vaporeon. We can't do shit to it with Milotic. Discharge, we'll do over half. We'll do close to half with Volt Switch. Zapdos is needing the extra damage to be able to potentially KO it. I think we go for a discharge here. Let's hope it gets 3 turns of sleep. Probably wakes up and kills us. He stays asleep. That's really big for us, to be quite honest. That's huge. Discharge again. Okay, we get rid of Vaporeon. Okay, so Raikou into Arcanine. I kind of think we just do. It should be able to kill us for sure. It'd be nice to be able to hit it with a Scald instead. But I think we just hammer Discharge until we can't. He's got E-Speed. Bummer. Oh, he's got a Life Orb. Okay, shit. So, good to know. That's what I was missing earlier. So 1 second here. Let me get that into our calc because that is potentially huge. That could allow us to get KO'd with Murbabe. But I think if we come in with Murbabe and just recover, we'll be okay. And Zapdos is doing 80% to him, maybe. So let's come in with Murbabe, get back up to full health, and start Scalding. See what he does. So he's got E-Speed, he's got Flare Blitz. Head Smash, of course. Hurts like hell, loses some HP. What I'm wondering is, does he have like Morning Sun on this thing? Oh no, he's got Agility. Okay, so we just recover. Jesus, was that a crit? Fuck, that was hard hit. Okay, so we are in roll of being killed by a Head Smash. I think we've got him into Zapdos range though. So we just do another recover, hope that we live. Because I don't think he's quite in Scald range for Milo. Actually, he is in Scald range of Milo, so let's just do a Scald. And if we stay alive, the Scald will... Okay, does another Head Smash. We survive, barely. And we close out the game with a Scald. Milotic survives. Good game to Common Boy. That was an intense match. Really happy to get that win. That puts us at 1-1 to start the season with EDC, and we'll see you guys next week.